Hey everyone, Alex here and welcome back to another World Conqueror 2 video. So this is episode 3 of the 4-part series in which I will show you the tips and tricks to completing every single mission. And today we are going to be covering the WTO scenario. I'm not sure what is it called, WTO anyways, Red Storm is the first mission. So what we want to do is to take Nanking hopefully by the first turn, and then our forces are actually superior to the KMT forces. So what we want to do is to just attack, take Chongqing, take Shanghai, take Taiwan, and once that is done, your technology level, be sure to upgrade it to technology level of 3, which allows you to make airborne infantry. You can use airborne infantry, and what you want to do is to land at Nagasaki, and then we can defeat the Americans without a bloody fight. And the South Koreans should be pretty easy if they haven't been defeated. So anyways, on to the second one, which is Sino-Indian War. So what we want to do here is to because we don't have that much of an income, even with the gold medal of honor right here, even with gold medal of honor, we only have 41 income. So what this means is that this guy right here will be our greatest asset again. So what we want to do is to quickly move down like this, and we want to take out all of those like stuff that could potentially be annoying. So what we want to do is to take out all of these forces right here, and then we want to head down into New Delhi. Even though it's a heavy tank, we've got a much better commander if your commander is like the max level. So we can dish out a lot of damage to this guy, and what we will do is to capture New Delhi very fast, and by that time the British would have advanced into these parts right here. And so what we want to do after we take New Delhi is to take Mumbai, this industry, and then we want to mass our forces, and then we want to quickly attack the rear of the British forces before they can react. So once we take like these parts right here, the British will be left to like these parts. And so what we can do is to mop them up, clean it up, and that will be it for that mission. So anyways, on to the next mission. So the next mission is Middle East War. Believe me, I was actually stuck on this one before, but once you get a hang of it, it's pretty easy. So what we want to do here, because Zhukov is going to be helping us, and so what we want to do here, we've got these. You want to put like carrier on these guys and put them into the sea. And of course this tank should have went here, but whatever. But anyways, yeah, so what we want to do now is to use this guy and attack, and then take that city. So you will actually gain a little bit of income, a little bit more actually. And then what we want to do here is to let Zhukov take the brunt of the American assault. So Zhukov would be their army will be in ruins after the Americans attacked, but the Americans will also be weakened. So what we want to do by that time is to quickly move south and take out the Americans in the Middle East, and then there will be the British left. And what we'll be doing after that will be to take care of the British forces in Middle East. And once we take the Middle East, it is only a matter of time before we actually defeat the Americans and British in Africa. So after we take the Middle East, I can't even speak, we want to move west, and by that time our army will be, how would I put it, a little bit out of shape, because it will be very weakened by the Americans and the Brits. So we want to regroup first, and supply line maybe, yeah. And once we take take out the British right here, the Americans will be in deep trouble, and that will win you the mission. So yeah, on to the next mission. So this is Pacific War, and so yep, our navy is too weak, as Letter and Rokossovsky has said. So we have this guy in we have a commander in a rocket launcher, and the rocket launcher is our greatest asset. So what we want to do here is to, our navy is not going to do much for us. So if you have seen my walkthrough videos, you can see that I actually move like some of the stuff up here, and this heavy tank, very crucial as well. It deals quite a bit of damage to the enemy. So what we want to do is to take Hokkaido, and once we take Hokkaido, the Canadians will have arrived, and we just have to play a defensive war using our rocket launchers, and just keep supplying them. And this aircraft carrier will be a little bit of a nuisance, but there's then any aircraft here, so any units that's severely damaged can be healed up here without worrying about any attack from aircraft, and they can also be healed, so that's quite nice. And once Japan has been taken, the Americans have crossed over and taken Siberia. So what we want to do is to move some of your forces and land in this I don't know what it is called. Yeah, we want to land in this peninsula right here, and then with that we can have a base to attack Alaska, or from Japan we can attack this island, and then we move on onto North America. And once that happens, it's only a matter of time before the Americans and the Canadians will be defeated. So yeah, on to the next mission. So the next mission is Turkey under siege. Very, very easy as well. So what we want to do is to take out the Yugoslavs first. The Hungarians will take Belgrade, no worries, even though they don't show it here, but the Hungarians are in fact in this mission, and we are of course playing as the Romanians, so we want to take out the Yugoslavs. And the Greeks and Turks, they are going to get rid of Bulgaria, so don't be too disappointed if that happens. They are actually quite weak in comparison to your forces, if you have a good general, of course. So after we take out Yugoslavia and retrieve the land that is controlled by Bulgaria, Greece will be in major trouble. So what you can do is to maybe artillery and infantry can attack the Greeks, and once the Greeks are down, just launch a seaborne invasion of Turkey. And once you take Istanbul, the way should be clear. You need to have a commander to attack Istanbul as well. If not, it's not going to do it that fast. Yeah, so anyways, on to the next one. Counter attack, a bit harder, a little bit harder. So NATO is on a full-scale assault across the whole of Europe. So what we want to do here is I'll send my commander down south, and so what I will do is to have two thrusts, because Poland unfortunately is in the middle of the way, but that really provides a key buffer for us, between us and the NATO forces. So yeah, Poland is the greatest ally right there. Be sure to protect them, or you will be overstretched. And yeah, so what we want to do is to take Bratislava, and that is going to cost a bit of the army. And yeah, so be sure to supply them, and ace forces, very great, very helpful. So after taking Bratislava, we can move further west, and so what we want to do next is to take Berlin, which of course the goal should be there. So you may want to nuke it, it's your choice, but I prefer nuking it because it really saves a lot of time. But hey, yeah, it's your choice. I don't have absolute control over you guys. So yeah, but once we take Paris, we can move further west, and by that time you should be able to take Vienna. And yeah, so so what we want to do after that is to take care of the Italians and of course the British. So we would start off by the Italians if only they and the British are left, because the British are actually quite they are an island. So yep, So anyways, if we want to defeat Italy, rocket launchers, again, very helpful. And once Italy is down, Britain is left alone. But before you can invade Britain, there is still the Dutch, the Belgians, and the Danes to defeat. Those should be pretty easy, you know, they're just pushovers. So once you got control of mainland Europe, the British will be doomed. And yeah, it's only a matter of time. You know, you need to of course do this fast enough, if not you will lose the mission. Expedition to America, final mission. So what we want to do here is you can attack America straight on with all of your forces. You can attack Mexico head on with all of your forces, or you can, you know, thrust and, you know, do a thrust on each theater, and you want to attack both the Mexicans and Americans at the same time, so they can't focus their resources. But that also means that you can't focus on your resources, because you have to fight on two fronts. Personally, I will prefer taking out Mexico first. It's weak compared to its American ally. So once we take Mexico City, move down south and capture the Yucatan, and what it allows us to do is to launch an invasion of Cuba. Cuba is of course controlled by the Americans in this mission. So once we take Cuba, things should be pretty easy, because our flank is already protected. So after that, you shouldn't like invade South America directly. For me, I would choose to mass a little bit of forces first and take out the American Navy before, you know, it gets too overpowered, because our Navy is quite weak and we only have a few ships. So after taking Mexico and Cuba, we would launch a full-scale invasion of South America, and by that time, you know, the Americans will be doomed. They are pretty much how do I put it, dead, because, you know, once you've got all your forces in South America, the Americans don't really have anything left. They don't have their heavy tanks, they don't have rocket launchers, you know, to deal with you, because all those have been destroyed, if there were any, of course. Yeah. And so what you'll be left with is an American army that is poorly equipped. Yeah, so that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like, and of course, yeah, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and of course, goodbye.